Rainbow Six is not the most beginner-friendly game, however it can be a lot easier to learn if you're starting out with operators that are easy to play but also provide you with the knowledge to improve. This is made all the more greater when they also give you better chances of winning. Nobody likes to lose, not even noobs, so here's your top 10 beginner operators in Rainbow Six Siege, 5 from the attack and 5 from the D. You don't want to miss out on how good this D is. Starting out at number 10, we have Jackal. One of the most complex skills in Rainbow Six is droning and map knowledge. As a beginner, you're not going to have a lot of this, which is why Jackal can be such a great help to you on your attacks. Around these parts, he's known as the toe sniffer because he can give you pings of where the defenders are by licking the boot residue of areas that they've run around. Red and yellow footprints are extremely recent, meaning the defender is in close proximity, while green and blue mean that they're slightly older and they could have traveled quite a bit. Jackal is accompanied by two great weapons, the C7E and the PDW. The C7E hits a little harder than the PDW, but it has a little more recoil as well, on which I'd recommend using the compensator. The PDW, on the other hand, has a massive magazine and a lot less recoil, but it doesn't deal quite as much damage. You can try them both out and see what you like. Be careful when walking around with your Inox on, as if you get shot or walk into a mute jammer, you'll get some static effects on your screen and it'll be pretty hard to see. Jackal's at the bottom of this list as a decent beginner operator, but honestly, the feat is a little too much for me. Like, really? Really? At number 9, we have Jaeger. Jaeger is a fantastic defender even at the highest ranks in the game. His gadget is super simple yet super effective, making him a great choice for beginners. You'll want to place those ADSs to catch throwables like grenades and flashbangs, typically in an area to protect other utility like shields and bulletproof cameras. You can also use them to bunker down in a specific area that you want to hold to keep you alive. He's accompanied with a great gun, which I'm currently using compensator for. There is a little bit of kick to it, but it deals a ton of damage. Jaeger is a super simple op. Just put your ADSs in areas around the site where they can't be easily shot by the attackers, like tucked around doorways. As a beginner, a lot of people won't even use flashbangs or grenades against you, and if they do, it probably won't be very effective, landing Jaeger a little lower on this list. Next up is Finka. Finka is an attacker with the ability to heal everyone on your team by 20 HP, and she can do this 3 different times after a slight cooldown. If anyone's at full health when you do this, they'll overheal by 20 HP and then quickly lose that overheal over time. Finka is great because she's super simple. Just think to yourself, I'm a healer. If my teammates or I lose health, I use my ability. It will also revive down teammates or yourself and remove any concussion effects from Elemines or Echo drones. Flashbangs will also wear off quicker if you accidentally flash yourself or someone else on the team. The downside with Finka is her guns are not the greatest right now because they have a lot of recoil compared to other attackers. I personally use the spear with the compensator equipped, but if that's too much for you, maybe another attacker on this list might be a better option. Legion is our defender rolling in at number 7. Legion has a fantastic weapon which is super deadly. He also brings impact grenades, which are great for making rotates or making plays. For his ability, he has goo mines, which charge up over time and can give you information on a ton of different areas. These are great in doorways or on staircases, but aren't super effective in wide open rooms. The attackers have to usually step on them in order for them to work, so in an open area, the odds of them hitting them are slim. Once they get all your goo inside them though, they'll be unable to sprint and it will start doing damage over time until they remove it. It's not lethal on its own, but it gives you a sound cue that you can capitalize on to either swing and fight them while they're slowed down, or just run away. Information is a huge part of Rainbow Six, so having lots of it is important. The defenders keep running the chart for now, as Cade is at number 6. Cade's the best operator for wall denial, as his claws are the toughest to destroy, especially without a Thatcher. But because he can throw them, he can also use them for hatches. Electrified walls stop Thermite, Hibana, and Ace from being able to open them, making areas safer and more fortified. He's super easy to use, just place the claws in the middle of the wall, up high or down low. Once that's done, you're left with a lethal C4 in your pocket and the AUG SMG, which shreds through enemies. I typically am using the flash hider on this. As you learn what reinforcements are the most important, those are the ones you'll want to put your electro claws on. Cade is a fantastic beginner operator for not only those reasons, but because you can continue to learn him once you've grown as a player too. There are different advanced strategies for Cade you can use later on, like Cade tricking and invincible Cades, but that's stuff you'll find in other videos. We're back to the attack for number 5. It's Sledge. Sledge is an icon of Rainbow Six, as the first attacker on the list with the classic sledgehammer and a clean look. Sledge is a top tier operator that can destroy a ton of different utility and rework the map. As a beginner, try to sledge as many things as you can. You'll learn quickly what's sledgeable and what's not. His loadout is super strong as he has the L8 assault rifle, which I'd recommend using muzzle brake on. It has low recoil and deals tons of damage. Plus he has grenades, which are the strongest secondary utility in the entire game. Once you get better and better with Sledge though, you just get more and more out of his hammer, and he's really an operator that you can never go wrong with. He has a 1 speed though, so the travel time there is not great. At number 4, 4, we have Rook and Doc. Rook and Doc are the two GIGN operators of the defense with similar abilities, which is why I smashed them together on this list. These are two separate operators, with Rook providing armor plates to his team that grant 20 additional HP each and self-revive to anyone wearing it. Doc, on the other hand, has 3 health stims that he can use on himself, his teammates, or even the enemy team if he wants, and they'll boost anyone at any health level to 20 HP past their full amount. So a 3 armor, even if they're at 1 HP, will go to 145 HP. The extra 20 is just an overheal similar to Finka, so it does wear down by the second until the player returns to full health, which would be 100 for a 1 armor, 110 for a 2 armor, and 125 for a 3 armor. Doc can also self-revive if he goes down, which is a nice perk to have too. Both operators have the MP5 SMG, which I'd recommend using over the P90, with Doc maxing out at the 1.5 sight and Rook getting everything up to the 2 time. If you want extra health and you just want to shoot back, these two are top tier operators for the job. Rook has the impacts while Doc has the barbed wire, but if you want to get good at setting up the bomb site and making different holes, Doc is also equipped with a secondary bailiff shotgun, which can get the job done. These are two of the most simple operators in the game, but they pack a great punch. At number 3 is Ash. Ash is another iconic operator in R6 with 2 incredible weapons and a seemingly non-existent hitbox. Ash is an operator that gives you the feeling like you can do anything and an unearned confidence that apparently grants you inhuman abilities. You can just run around and shoot people and she just feels so good. Her breaching launcher is absolutely terrible for killing people. It's not a noob tube, this is not Call of Duty, but it's super effective for making rotates and destroying utility. She's got claymores for flanks or breach charges to blow up even more stuff. Overall, you can't really go wrong with picking Ash, and she's a ton of fun. I personally run the G36C as it has 0 recoil and sounds fabulous with the suppressor. Plus it's got the more zoomed in 1.5 sight, which is more ideal for those longer range fights. And for hard breaching at longer ranges, Ace is your guy. He's the fastest breaching hard breacher with the best gun in the game, which is why he's my number 2 pick here. His Selma charges are super easy and safe to use on walls and can even be used to destroy shields. The AK-12 is a high damage weapon with a manageable amount of recoil, on which I use the flash hider. This guy is a playmaker and there's so many different ways to use him. As you get better and learn more, he'll be a great operator to grow with you. Typically you'll want to use him to open reinforced walls, make new lines of sight, and hold strong angles to get kills, but he's also good for getting aggressive and making plays. He's quick to pick up and he's super strong. And lastly, at number 1, the best beginner operator in all of Rainbow Six Siege, we have Capcan. Capcan was not only my first operator back in year 1 of R6, but he still remains to this day as a fantastic beginner operator. Capcan traps are a deadly passive utility that you can plop down during the prep phase and then proceed to mow people down with the brutal 9x19 VSN SMG. He is losing his 1.5 sight very soon, but the gun is still great with a 1-time sight. Plus he's got either a C4 or impact grenades for his secondary utility, which are both great. Now the amount of Capcan traps you place is also important. One trap does 60 damage, but you can place as many on a doorway as you have left in your inventory. 2 traps will kill a 1 armor op, down a 2 armor op, and leave a 3 armor op with 5 HP. But 3 traps on a doorway will just instantly kill whoever walks through it. It doesn't matter how much armor they have, they're getting their chunks spewed across the map, and the sound of fireworks will fill your happy little ears. Yeah, Capcan. When you're placing the traps, they'll go at the height you're looking at, so placing them down low away from eye level will make them harder to spot out. And for one final tip with Capcan, you can barricade the doorway and rip it down afterwards for a sneaky little trick that hides them even better. I hope this helped you find your new main, and that you learned a thing or two along the way. Smash like, subscribe, and good luck out there.